All right, y'all, it's this time of year. So today we're going to go over what your final project looks like. So instead of taking a multiple choice test, you're doing this written project. So we're going to be working on this all class today. And if you need it, you also have Monday to finish it. I don't think if you work the whole class, you shouldn't need more than today. But so we are going to go over them. You're watching the video now for me to go over the directions and expectations. All right. So what are those directions? Like, let's click on the directions. So what are we doing exactly? Mangeons au café. Let's eat at a cafe. So you will write a scene of friends ordering and eating a meal at a French cafe. So very similar to that um, super corny video that we watched where we filled in the blank with all the words that we've been learning. You are writing something, very similar scene to that. So, what do you have to have in your scene? You have to have three different friends and one waiter. Makes sense, right? So, that is four people total. Somewhere in the script, someone has to mention the name of the cafe. So, that's very easy. Like when the waiter comes to your table and be like, "Welcome to cafe such and such." You have to mention at least four foods and two drinks. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to order four foods and four drinks, but you be like, oh, I want the coupe melba, but I'm going to order the banana split, whatever. So that's ordering one item, but mentioning two. So you have your creativity there. Three avoir expressions. So the easiest ones are obviously I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, j'ai soif, j'ai faim. You could also use j'ai envie de, I want, or j'ai besoin de, I need. Those are going to be easy ones to include in your script somewhere. One person has to ask for the bill or price. So that has to be somewhere in your script, and it needs to be at least 60 lines total. Now, I know you're like, oh my God, 60 lines. But think about how a script looks. So just the word bonjour, like when everybody says hi to each other, that's a line. Okay, so line does not mean sentence. Okay, so let's look at our steps for success. Read over these requirements in Rubric carefully. We'll get to the rubric here in a second. Complete the planning table below. So below, this is where you're kind of identifying the things that you want to talk about. So identify the name of the cafe, the three friends, the foods and drinks you're going to talk about, which one of these friends is asking for the bill, how much is the bill, and which of those three avoir expressions are you going to incorporate into your script. So that is your planning. Then you will start typing your dialogue in the actual assignment on Canvas. We'll get there. And make sure that you're identifying the speaker of each line. You'll see when we get to that document that you have a spot to identify who is speaking. Double check that you've met all of the requirements on the rubric and then submit this document, and the dialogue. So you have to turn this page in because you are showing me this pre-planning right here. All right, now let's look at the rubric. So this is where we figure out where our points are coming from. Okay, so everything is 10 points for a total of a 200 point final exam. But remember, it doesn't really matter how many points it is because it is always 15%. So do you identify the name of the cafe? That's a yes or no. So that's either 0 or 10. All right. The friend identified. 1, 2, 3 friends. So are you saying their names? That's all you need. So like as long as somebody else identifies who that person is, or you could have them introduce themselves, be like, hey, my name is blah, 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 then you're going to get those 10 points. Food identified. 4 times, 2 drinks. One person asked for the bill. Those avoir expressions. So this is where you could lose some points if maybe you don't use the verb avoir correctly. But for the most part, this is either a yes, you did it, or no, you didn't. Overall comprehensibility. So, oh my gosh, I gave you too many, whatever. Overall comprehensibility. So do I understand what you're saying? Yes, 10 points. Creativity. There's 2 on here. So you get 20 points for creativity. And then grammatical correctness. The more correct you are, the more points you get. Use of resources and class time. So, are you using your notes to figure out what lines to say? And did you meet that line requirement of 60 lines? 200 points there. And then you actually submit your lines right here where it says cafe script. So this is where you're actually typing your script. Right here, you'll identify the person who is talking and then what they're saying. It may be useful if you want to go through and like color code each person, give each color a different color, each person a different color font to help you keep track. And that's fine. And then you scroll all the way down here. There are 60 lines on this script. But remember, a line does not have to be a sentence. A line can be me too. A line can be hello. A line can be bye. A line can be thank you. It's just a line, just like in a play. Now, what we really need to talk about is this reminder down here on your agenda in big, bold, red letters. Using an online translator is cheating. You will receive a 0 on the final project, which is 15% of your grade, and a discipline referral. It is way too easy for me to prove that you are using a translator. Uh, please just don't try it. Okay, don't try it. It is not worth it. You have learned so many full sentence chunks of phrases with this unit that even if you're just copying and pasting lines from your notes, you're going to get a way better grade than if you're copying and pasting from a translator. Okay, so please don't try it. I don't want to give anybody a 0. All right, merci.